2067 is the year when I'm going to be 100 years old. What is your year when you're going to be 100 years old? Speak it out. Speak it out, louder. What do you want your future self to feel like? What is it that your future self shall not regret? What is it that your future self should be proud of? What is it that your future self shall be happy about? And what are you going to do and not do to the favor of your future self? Every person we meet, every event we attend, and every word we hear and read changes our life. Small differences, like with my laser pointer, small difference in my hand, larger difference on the wall, and a huge difference over 10 kilometers or 10 years. So how can we see the future? How can we really deal with the future? What does manage the future mean? Where is the future? There is only one place. Have you ever seen the future? No. The future cannot be measured. It cannot be touched. It's only in our heads. But there begins what becomes reality. There the future is. But are we really good at thinking about the future and acting for the future? No. We have a hard time. It's difficult for us to act for the future because we have a problem. We have a problem because we come from a time when the future did not count. Our neurotransmitters then and today are organized and we are wired that everything that is good for us feels good. Eat, drink, make babies, always good. And everything that is bad for us feels bad, like sharing food with a group of strangers. But today the world is different. The world is different, it's more complex. Today, many things that feel bad are good for our future. And many things that feel good do harm to our future. That's why we spend more money than we have. That's why we overeat. That's why others have nothing to eat. That's why we press businesses for short-term profit, even if it's not sustainable. That's why we overfish our oceans, because we want the fish now. That's how we are. We're wired and made to live in the present, in the here and now. And it's a problem because we do harm to our future. We're not really prepared. So, is there a way to escape that short-term trap? Is there a way to change the system, our reward system in our heads? No. So are you doomed to mess up your future all the time? Are you caught in the short-term trap forever? No. Not if you learn to deal with the future, not if you embark on a journey, on a mental and emotional journey, where you ask 5 questions about the future. Where you look at the future through 5 futures glasses. The first question is, what will come, stay, and go? We all would like to know the future because we know we would be able to make a lot better decisions. And it's about our assumptions. Your decisions you make, they are for the future. And they are inevitably based on assumptions about the future. And we get the assumptions wrong all the time. You can look in any industry. They will get their assumptions wrong about how technology develops. Faster, slower, more powerful. About energy. With electricity maybe being almost for free in the future. We're going to get our assumptions wrong all the time. So what can you do to improve your assumptions? Do you know about your assumptions? Sometimes they are consciously made, but most of the time, we just reveal our assumptions by what we decide and what we do. So the first thing and the first step would be write them down. Write them down and then compare them to the assumptions of your colleagues. And you would be amazed how much they differ. Two people looking at the same world and having totally different assumptions about what will come, stay, and go. Then subscribe to blogs, subscribe to video channels about future technologies, about the future of society, about how we will live, about how we will work, in order to question your assumptions. Our brain makes assumptions all the time because it likes to be safe. It likes to feel safe. But unfortunately, it is not wired to question those assumptions. It's wired to prove them. Just to watch out where's proof that our brain is right. And this is dangerous. This is a dangerous bias. So you should maybe subscribe to an RSS reader and develop a radar, a personal radar that you would use in order to question your assumptions, to see more of the future, to understand more of the future, and to have more of the future. Then you will have improved your assumptions, your mental picture of what is coming, staying, and going. And then you will have improved your decisions as well. I call this the blue futures glasses. Imagine a captain on a ship. This person needs to have good assumptions about the sea, with the streams, and about the winds. Their life depends on their assumptions, on the quality of the assumptions. It's about the outside world, things they cannot change. And this is the same with you. We need to see, we need to understand, and we need to have good assumptions about what is happening. The blue futures glasses, blue is a color that stands for rationality. There is no use in doing a creative workshop about the weather, right? Because you cannot change it. So we need a rational, a detached attitude. The second question, what could surprise you? Aristotle said 2,500 years ago, it's likely that something unlikely is going to happen. Very wise. We know that the future is going to surprise us. I call this the red futures glasses. So blue was the sky and the sea, and red is the blood that is shed and the fire that's burning when pirates attack the ship. Things we do not expect, things that are unlikely by definition. And it's difficult to surprise yourself. There is a famous company, they are manufacturers of wet shavers, of razors. And they asked themselves, what is the future of wet shaving? And they were looking out for technologies, and one of the technologies was photonics, everything that has to do with light. LED, LEC, and lasers. And they thought, how is this going to influence? How could this surprise us? And one in the group said, well, a laser and a razor. So laser, razor. So we could have a device. You just hold it at your face, and it would make, and you're shaved. And you could choose, is it for the day, for the week, for the month, or forever? And they were horrified. And then they were able to Google. And they found a company that was about, a startup that was about to develop a laser razor, and they bought it. So this is about integration of your fears, integration of possible surprises in your strategy and in your existence. It applies to the largest businesses on earth, and it applies to your personal career. How can you prepare for surprise? Can you tickle yourself? No? Why not? Because your brain knows what the finger's going to do. There is no surprise. So you need other people to surprise you. One thing is Do war games, play war games, which is put yourself and put your colleagues in the position of competitors, known competitors. Make sure you always have an aggressive, rich, and very intelligent Chinese within those competitors. And Google or Alphabet, and let them attack you. And you would be amazed what your colleagues, what your friends will come up with. Another way is paint scenarios. How could the world be? What would be alternative futures? What would be alternative realities? And the most simple way is just reverse your assumptions. What if it would be the other way around? So that would make sure that you will be less surprised by the future. Question number 3. What will you live on tomorrow? With artificial intelligence and robotics being able to be better in virtually every single aspect of what humans can do, sense better, perceive better, see better, understand, calculate, decide, with companies having CEOs almost, chief executives at the board that are not human. We need to think about what will we be living on tomorrow. I call this the green futures glasses. This is for the creatable future, for the future that we could make come true. Blue was the sky and the sea, red was the blood and the fire, and green is the fruitful, fertile islands to which the crew could sail to. These are options in life. How many walks of life can you imagine for yourself? Is there just one? How many have you visualized? How many have you written down? If we look at artificial intelligence for a patient who has cancer, it can read virtually millions of scientific publications and recommend the therapy that's best. I would rather have a human look at the results. But I would like the human, and I would expect the human, the professional, to use those tools in order to be really a professional. So, what's the machine going to need humans for? If we have an answer, then we have discovered the jobs of the future. Then we have discovered how we and what will we be living on. The fourth question is, where are you leading to? Yourself or others? It's about vision. It's about your future self. It's about that person. It's about that situation that you want to make come true. Have you ever put together a jigsaw puzzle? What do you need? A table, thousands of parts, people, drinks, time, and a template, a picture. You would never have someone who you like put together a jigsaw puzzle without a template, right? But it's really disappointing to see how many companies do not have such a thing like a compelling vision of a better future, a bright future. When people see a bright future in front of them, they feel better and they're more healthier. This future me, we need an emotional connection to this future me, or in a group it's a future we. The emotional connection makes sure that we do not need to look up on PowerPoint slides what it is, but rather that we feel it. And feeling it means, imagine yourself standing at a traffic light. It's red. There's a lady, she's in a hurry, she runs on the street, a car comes, hits her, she flies through the air, hits the ground, and lies there in her blood. Some people would run away. But if you ask your future self, it would tell you if you run away now, you will be ashamed all of your life. But if you help, you will be proud of yourself. So this is what vision is. So develop your vision candidates. Let them play. What could be your life in the future? Let them play. Let them play like in a tournament with different games. One game is, what is your flow? what do you really like? The other is, what would be robust against surprise? What would be compatible with my assumptions about technology? And then you'll have a bright future in front of you. Green were the islands, and yellow is the island with the most beautiful sunshine. The yellow futures glasses is about decision, is about focus. Fifth question, what will you do next? It's about the planned future. It's violet or it's purple. And if blue was the sky and the sea, and red was the fire and the blood, green were the islands, and yellow was the island with the most beautiful beach and the most beautiful sunshine, then violet or purple might be the bruises that you get when you really work hard to execute a plan. It's not about long-range planning. In a complex world, this doesn't make any sense. Rather, it's about planning for the next step. It's about focusing on the next important thing. Steve Jobs reportedly was very good at focusing, on deciding, on saying no. So what can you do? List everything you could do to approach your vision, to approach this preferred future, this desired future, and pick those actions, maybe one or two, that would really mean an advance, that would really help you most. So then use those 5 futures glasses, use the questions. What will come, stay, and go? What could surprise you? What will you live on tomorrow? Where are you leading to? And what will you do next? Use them in order to develop your bright future. Use them in order to see the future entirely. Use them to understand the character of the future. The future is not only about prediction and planning. The future is about 5 different kinds of futures, those 5 futures glasses. Have a bright future.